Okay, tutorial 4 begins on page 221. The case is Dan Atwood is a cyclist who lives and works in Grand Junction, Colorado. About 30 years ago, he and a few friends started a cycling group called Psychopathology. At the beginning, the group's activities consisted of weekend rides through the western Colorado countryside. However, with the growth and the popularity of cycling, the group has expanded to several hundred active members and now organizes rides and tours for much of western Colorado. To keep current and potential members informed about future rides and events, Dan created the Cycle Pathology website in the late 1990s. With the growth of the group, he has decided to redesign the site and asked you for help in planning a new layout and design. So if you take a look at pages 222 to 223, you're going to learn all about the layout. Up until now, we've been doing just plain styles and text, and now we're going to start working with the layout. So page 224, you and Dan meet to discuss the redesign of the Psychopathology website. Dan already has created a sample web page for you to work on. He's written all of the content for the sample page, but has not done any design work. So the current appearance of the page relies on the default styles of whatever web browser opens it. View Dan's sample page now. So I'm going to go ahead and open cycletext.htm right here with the text editor, notepad. Okay, and I'm going to enter my name and date in the comments section. And then file, save as, and I'm going to name it cycle.htm. Okay, and we're going to take some time to review the content and structure of the cycle.htm file. And then we're going to open it in the, so we're going to look through here. We can see there is no style sheets attached so far. Body, there's a header section, navigation section, a section ID of president. It's kind of a long page, so let's take a look at it in right here, Cycle HTML. I'm going to open that in the browser, and you can see it looks very similar to what's on page 224. It needs a lot of help. So page 225. The Psychopathology webpage has the following main parts: the page header, including the Psychopath logo, pathology logo, a navigation list pointing to main topical areas on the site, a section containing a message from the club president, a second navigation list containing links to the club's newsletter, sponsored events, and other information, a section containing an article by Kathy Rollins about cycling in the Colorado National Monument, and a figure box of a cyclist on Rim Rock Drive, and a side describing upcoming tours and events, and a footer containing the Psychopathology address. Dan has sketched out how he would like each of these sections arranged on the page. Dan wants the first navigation list placed in a horizontal bar at the top of the page, and the second list moved to a vertical column at the page's right margin. The president's message should appear in a rounded box at the top of the page with Kathy Rawlings' article set below it and the image of Rim Rock Drive placed to the right. The sidebar describing upcoming club events should be moved to the page's lower left corner, and the footer should be placed at the bottom of the page. Dan also wants to add images of himself, Kathy Rawlings, and other cyclists in another cyclist in the background of different sections of the page. To create this type of layout, you'll need to work with the display properties of the different page elements. You'll start by learning how browsers arrange different types of elements and how you can use CSS to change those default display styles. The page elements are displayed in one of two ways: blocks, such as paragraphs or block quotes, occupy a defined rectangular area within a page. Inline elements, on the other hand, such as a sentence within a paragraph or a citation within a block quote, flow within a block. The browser market is pretty consistent in what is treated as a block and what is treated as an inline element. But if you need to, you can specify the display type using the style property display colon type semicolon, where type is a display type like those shown in figure 4.3. So where type would be block or inline block, run in, and so on. For example, most browsers display a citation in line within a block, but you can place a citation in its own block using the following rule style. Okay, you're going to see what this looks like here in a little bit. The box model. Elements are also laid out in a web page following the structure of the box model shown in figure 4.4, which is composed of the following series of concentric boxes: the content of the element itself, the padding extended between the element's content and the border of the box surrounding the padding space, and the margin containing the space between the border and the next page element. The size and appearance of these four sections control how an element is displayed by browsers and play an important role in determining page layout. Each browser's internal style sheet sets the size of the margin, border, and padding spaces, and those spaces differ between one page element and another. You already may have noticed that major headings, such as H1 headings, often are offset from their surrounding content by a large external margin. As you'll learn later, CSS supports styles for modifying the margin, border, and padding space, allowing you to override the browser defaults.